All right, greetings everybody. Welcome to Village Connector Radio. My name is Glenn Garnes, and I'm all by myself tonight. So we're going to end up with this one camera on me. I'm not going to be looking at the camera a whole lot. I'm actually hoping to be looking more at your comments below. So let's give it a few minutes here for people to get in the room and see what's going on in here. We have the village mascot is our new dog, Amber, who just walked out of the room, but she'll be back in a minute, I'm sure. And I want to thank you for joining us for the show. As you're coming into the room, please do me a favor, if you're inclined to do so. Please share this broadcast out with friends and family or anybody else that would appreciate an opportunity to know what's going on in the village. And we've got a lot of stuff, a lot of updates, a lot of exciting stuff. We're getting the year off to a great start as it relates to new things happening in the village. So I hope you're excited to be a part of that. And we're going to have some exciting interviews coming up over the next couple of days. We're doing a lot of radio shows. I'm going to update you on that. Apparently, we have struck a positive chord with people who are now all of a sudden more inclined to produce radio shows with us because we've got cameras in the radio room, and we're seeing that today as part of this broadcast. So do me a favor, as you enter the room, please comment, tell me you're here, say hello, and I'm going to see if I can open this up and actually see the comments as they're happening. And of course, please share the broadcast because sharing is caring. I know that's corny, but I said it anyway. If you are watching us on Periscope, which I hope we are getting some activity on Periscope, I'm going to do the best I can to watch the live stream on Periscope as well. But if you're watching us on Periscope, please click the little three buttons in the bottom right-hand corner and share on Twitter and share on Periscope. My name is Glenn Garnes, and I am the connector at Village Connector. It is my role within the community to make sure that we are finding you the right connections, whether that be getting you connected to your neighbors, getting you connected to experts that have expertise with a variety of different things that improve quality of life for you, or getting you connected to resources and information that help you to build a business. It doesn't matter. My role is to find the right stuff for you. And I take that role very seriously. This is an important part of what Village Connector is all about, is helping you to find the resources and people to improve your quality of life and hopefully to allow you to be that for somebody else, a great resource for purposes of improving quality of life. So, Village Connector TV and radio. Let me talk a little bit about that real quick. You're currently watching one of our radio shows. I know that sounds kind of contrary to what you're used to because, radio shows are audio for the most part, but our radio shows are really television shows produced as radio shows. This is our radio room. And as I said, we only have one camera, but normally we have 4 cameras going in here, and we have the ability for you to follow along and see all the guests in the room. We will have more people in here next time. We actually had a full house here earlier today while we were producing radio shows. But those radio shows were actually pre-recorded, and they were designed to be replayed later. So you will be seeing them shortly, and that's one of the topics we're going to talk about today, in fact. So let me see if we can see who's in the room here. If you are watching us, please feel free to comment. I'm going to be checking the comments for the purposes of answering any questions that you have. So feel free to comment, feel free to like, feel free to share. In the meantime, let's go ahead and jump right into the community updates. So for those of you that are new to Village Connector, let me explain that Village Connector is an internet, television, and radio network that focuses on personal development. And what I mean by personal development is that we help you develop the skills that you typically don't learn in the traditional academic environment. Things like mindset, motivation, leadership, those kinds of what are traditionally called soft skills. We also help you with information related to health and wellness. Virtually any aspect of health and wellness, whether it's physical, whether it's spiritual, emotional, social. Our goal is to help you get access to information that makes you a well-rounded, well-equipped individual so that you can create the lifestyle you deserve and be prepared to help others do the same. We also cover information related to, right on that one, Justin, soft skills are vital. And Rob Brown, welcome to the Village. Rob Brown is one of our TV show hosts. I'm going to be talking about his show shortly. And I know you can't wait to get in here, Rob. In fact, I think I'm going to probably have to chase you out from time to time because you're gonna love this place, this new effect as much as I do. Now, the last pillar that we talked about, personal development, health and wellness. The last pillar is what we call personal and community economics, and that relates primarily to things like career, starting a business, entrepreneurship, growing a business, things of that nature, getting people who are in business connected to each other. We have a number of different radio shows and programs that are specifically designed to support the small business community as well. So that's a summary of what Village Connector is all about. But here's what I encourage you to do, because I don't want to spend the entire segment talking about what Village Connector is all about. What I would encourage you to do instead is to visit villageconnector.com and to take a few minutes to go over and kind of explore the website a little bit. If you click on the About page, it gives you a very nice summary of what we're all about and what we do. But just as importantly, please get on the mailing list. Go over to villageconnector.com, scroll to the bottom of page 1, the home page, and put your name and your email address into the registration box and become a member of our mailing list. The reason that that's taking on greater significance now is that starting this week, we're going to begin sending out our weekly newsletter that really is kind of a dashboard to all the most important areas of the website. And the reason that's important is because it's going to be your window to the world of what's going on in the Village. There'll be links that will take you right to the most recent TV show episodes, right to the most recent radio show episodes, to the most recent blog content. We use our blog to update what's going on in the community and to kind of like if we instead of putting all that text in the newsletter itself, we put it in a blog that's on the website, and we simply link to that within the newsletter so that it's easier for us to update and get this stuff out to you dependably. There are also other things that you can do within the newsletter itself. For example, being able to get connected to local businesses that offer our members discounts and special pricing and just great buying deals and stuff like that. You might as well patronize businesses that are local to you, and especially the businesses that advertise with us, because they're making it possible for all of this educational content to be made available to you free of charge. So let's talk a little bit about some of the upcoming shows and some of the other events that will be taking place in the Village. So first and foremost, we have a lineup of approximately 10 solid radio and TV shows. Now we're starting to see a nice mix of radio shows and TV shows because coming into the radio room here, it's very easy to get ready to produce a show. The TV shows take a little more effort, a little more time, but frankly, it doesn't matter what we don't care whether people are in the radio show or the TV or the radio studio or the TV studio, as long as they're sharing and educating and helping other people. So I'm gonna run down some of the shows and talk with you about some of the shows that we have and some of the shows that are coming soon. So first and foremost, we have Village Connector Radio, which is what we're doing here. This is the voice of the Village. And what we do, we use this show primarily to keep you up to date on what's going on around town, so to speak, within the Village. Now, remember, the Village is a virtual place for the most part. We do have a physical facility here in beautiful downtown Laurel, Maryland, where we operate our 2 TV studios and the radio studio, but we also have an event room where we host local events. We have educational events. We have events for entertainment. We have events for business networking. And ultimately, we have events that are designed to help you to improve your quality of life. And so I want you to picture the Village as both like a town center type of arrangement, but also a virtual arrangement. Because since we're virtual, we don't have any borders, we don't have any limitations on on how you can get connected to us, because we're always on the web. Now, let's talk about some of the TV shows that are coming up. Village Connector Radio is going to be my show for purposes of introducing some of the other show hosts. And the first show host I want to talk to, since he's here, is Rob Brown. Rob is the founder of For Book Lovers Only, which is an online community that's designed to connect book lovers with authors. And Rob operates a TV show called For Book Lovers Only that you can see on Village Connector TV. If you go to the website at villageconnector.com and you click on the little icon for TV show, internet TV and radio, you can easily find Rob's TV show. Rob is about to launch, starting next week, I think it is, or at the end of this month, which actually is next week now that I think about it. He's about to launch another show that's going to be produced in the radio room for book lovers only, and it'll have a slightly different format than his regular TV show, but it's going to be something that he's going to be producing more frequently. And it's going to give you a chance, as I said, to get connected to authors and to get some great books. I just looked out here in our administrative offices, and Rob has a ton of books that have been mailed to him just in the last week of authors that want to have their books shouted out on his radio show. So if you are an author and you'd like a shout out for your book, or if you know an author that should get their book shouted out, I encourage you to connect with Rob. And you can do that by going to www.forbookloversonly.com. www.forbookloversonly.com. There's a contact form. Fill in the name or get the author that you have a relationship with to fill in the name, and get in touch with, or fill in the form to get in touch with Rob, so that he can in turn give them the details on how to get featured on the show. So For Book Lovers Only is a fantastic show. It's great. All genre of books, business books, children's books, science fiction, mystery, novels, all kinds of things. So there's literally something for everyone. All right, so the next show I want to talk with you about is one we just produced today. I produce it along with, I'm the co-host along with Sylvia Henderson and Lorette Farris. It's called Small Business CEO Radio, where small business finds big ideas. It's a great way for local or for business owners, people who are the people who assume the role of chief executive officer in their business, to get connected to other CEOs and to get connected to some great information on ways they can grow their business, ways they can simplify their workflow in business, ways they can collaborate and work together with others. If you're doing it and if it's worth doing in business, you will hear about it on Small Business CEO Radio. Now, most of these shows are produced weekly, but you won't have to try to figure that out, because we have an events calendar on villageconnector.com. So if you go to the events calendar on villageconnector.com, you can see all of the shows and the dates that they'll air. And most of them, as I said, are produced weekly. Some of them are pre-recorded, but they'll be aired on a live stream format. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, because that's something we want some feedback and help from you on. And some of them are live streamed, like this one is right now. So we love it when we live stream like we are today, and where people are able to join us live, because it gives us a chance to interact directly with you. And on that note, let me make sure I'm not missing any comments. And if you have comments, and if you have feedback, or if you have questions, please be sure to add them to the comment section right now, where I can see them and be able to answer your questions. Now, so we've got Village Connector Radio. We've got Small Business CEO Radio. We've got For Book Lovers Only as both radio and a TV show. We also have a wellness-related show. It's called Live Today Health Talk, and it features Tiffany Daniel, Rosa Hodge, and Charlene Browning, who are talking about health and wellness-related issues. They're all very talented. We're very pleased to have them. They are recent additions to the family. And Sarai, thank you for joining us. I see your comment in here. I appreciate you tuning in tonight. It's always nice to see you. I love seeing you around on Facebook all the time. And so it's nice to have this direct interaction where we're at least in real time. versus just commenting on Facebook posts and things of that nature. So, Live Today Health Talk. That show is airing at 5 p.m. on Sunday evenings, and the first one that they did, they literally just joined us this month, so they've only done one show. They pre-recorded it, and then we live streamed it last Sunday. This coming Sunday, they're going to actually live stream it in the studio themselves, so they'll be physically here, and that's just like I am right now. And I think that that's the format that they're going to adopt more consistently. I'm thinking that they're probably going to try live streaming as many of these as they can. And it works both ways, because we live in very much an on-demand economy these days, and a lot of people will watch. We get more viewers of the replay than we do of live. And that's just a matter of people like to be able to have the flexibility of watching things when it's convenient for them and not necessarily when they're on. And we understand that. That's the whole purpose behind these technologies, to improve quality of life. And if it's more convenient for you to watch the replay, we encourage you to do so. Just be aware that if you are available when we're live streaming, we can interact with you like we are with Sarai, Justin, and Rob. And that's important for me, at least, because I really enjoy the interaction with people. That's why I love to teach. I love to do speaking engagements. I love to teach workshops. It gives me an opportunity to get to know people and to interact with them. Now, I see some folks joining us on Periscope. So, Miss Fulham, thank you for joining us. Play a nice tune. I wish I had some music. That's not a bad idea. We actually are going to have, by the time we do this show again, not this weekend, next weekend, we're going to actually have some intro music and a nice presentation of our graphic of our Village Connector Radio logo. So if you stay around long enough, we'll get that taken care of sooner or later. If you're on Periscope or our Facebook, please share our broadcast out with others. Please share it if you're on Periscope, please share it on Twitter and Periscope. If you're on Facebook Live, please share it everywhere that you can. And let me talk about another show. Let me see who else we have coming up. So we talked about today, Live Today Health Talk. We also have Crowdfunding Local Biz, which is a radio show that's going to be devoted to helping people understand how to become an equity crowdfunding investor. That's going to be another one. Remember, we have a entertainment purpose, but we also have an educational purpose. So most of what we do is going to have a fusion of those two concepts. So if you're interested in, thank you, Sarai, I appreciate you. If you're interested in learning more, while you hopefully are enjoying the content, just enjoying just the interaction that we have on the shows and everything, I think you're in the right place with Village Connector Radio and Village Connector TV. Oh man, we've got so many different shows that are coming up. We've got some other health and wellness shows. Carol Jones is going to be producing the Women's Wellness Network. Carol and I just actually met earlier today. She's actually down at an event in our event room right now with one of our other members. And that member, William Murray, is going to be hosting his radio show, Millionaire Mastermind Institute, where he's teaching about entrepreneurship and everything about entrepreneurship. So Carol Jones' show is going to be focused on women's interests. I hate saying women's issues. It makes it sound like you got issues. Women's interests. And Carol is a very talented woman. She is a registered nurse who has health and wellness related background, but her focus in the Women's Wellness Network is on things that go well beyond just physical wellness. So it's going to be a great show for people to tune into. And I'm going to suggest the men tune into that one as well, because even though it's directed towards women's interests, it is not exclusively for women. Now, let's see, what else do we have? I'm drawing a blank here because there's so many things going on that I know I'm going to leave somebody out here, and this is another reason to get plugged into the calendar, because we're adding these to the calendar as quickly as we possibly can, and there's lots and lots of stuff. Let me tell you about another one. Consumers Win TV. Consumers Win TV is going to be the internet version of the a home shopping network QVC style shopping show. The only difference is that it's going to be small, locally owned businesses who have the ability to ship their products and services around the country. And it's going to make it very convenient for you to get connected to some people that you would never see if it was a matter of QVC or HSN Home Shopping Network being interested in them. There's a lot of requirements to get on those shows, including the ability to produce your product in enough quantity that they can buy it in substantial mass. And the fact is that there's some really good products out here that just are never going to be mass produced, but you should know about them so you can take advantage of them. And so Consumers Win TV recognizes that you could get a lot of good connections to a lot of good people with great products that otherwise wouldn't be of interest to QVC or Home Shopping Network or some of the other places that we traditionally go to look for shopping. The traditional infomercial route. If you're not producing hundreds of thousands of units, most of those places aren't going to be interested. Same thing with Walmart and some of the shopping places, some of the stores. If you don't produce in enough volume, they just won't be interested in you. But that doesn't mean that people don't have quality products and services. Maybe they simply choose not to be mass produced. It might be the charm of the product is the fact that it isn't mass produced. But we want you to know about those products. And so Consumers Win TV. That show features Kathy Price of CAP Consulting. Kathy is a wonderful, wonderful soul. She's a very dear friend of mine. We have collaborated on a number of entrepreneurial events where she actually founded a entrepreneurial ministry at her church and has invited me to speak there for the past 4 or 5 years. And we're getting a chance to collaborate and a joint venture on the production of Consumers Win TV starting next month. So if you are someone who has a product or service that would be appropriate to be featured on a shopping TV network show, even if you can't be physically here in Laurel, Maryland, beautiful downtown Laurel, Maryland, you still can have your products and services featured on Consumers Win TV. I would encourage you, if you're interested, to go to www.consumerswin.com. That's www.consumerswin.com. Fill in the form and get in touch with Kathy. She'll give you the details on how you can feature your products and services on the show. Now, these shows, as I'm describing them, they're going to be promoted through Facebook ads and through organic community building. And the reason we're trying to diversify the interests out here is that we want to attract as many as people as possible. Every village has great diversity in terms of people's interests, their, where they come from, the things that they do. And we want the virtual village to reflect that. And so we're going to be doing a lot of work, and we're going to ask for your help with that too. I'm getting around to talking about that. We're going to ask for your help in giving us feedback on whether we're on the right track with what you want to see when it comes to radio shows and TV shows and the guests on those shows. One of the beautiful things about social media is the ability to have an interactive relationship with the viewers. And that's really important for us. Now, we talked about Consumers Win TV. We also have a young lady who is an expert with raw food nutrition, Mia Reed. Mia Reed is going to be producing a TV show, probably a radio room show, where she's going to be educating on raw food nutrition, including juicing and using a dehydrator and all kinds of other things related to improving your quality of life by improving your quality of health. We all know that we perform at a higher level when we're in good shape, eating well, sleeping well, etc. Mia's going to do her part on the nutrition side of things for you with her show. Now, we have a lot of other things that are coming. We're going to be hosting monthly educational workshops and seminars. It'll be live streamed from our education venue down the hall, where we have, if you're local, a live studio audience, just like you were coming out to a workshop or seminar, but it'll also be live streamed on the internet for the benefit of people who cannot be here in person. And that's going to be something you're going to also see on the calendar. We are arranging the dates for those events starting in February as we speak. So there's a lot of good reasons to get on the mailing list at villageconnector.com, because we don't want you to miss any of this. It's important to us that we expand our ability to be of service to as many people as possible, and that starts with your being connected so that you don't miss anything. We have an entire learning center that's absolutely free to the community and that affords you the ability to get your hands on some very high quality information at no economic cost to you. And this information is made available by virtue of the local businesses that advertise through our Village Connector Trade Exchange. The Village Connector Trade Exchange is very simply a browser-based app that gives you the ability to get connected to local merchants that are close to you. So if you live in Laurel, Maryland, and you tap a category within our app, it will pull up the businesses that are closest to where you are right now. If you then go to, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it will pull up the local merchants in that area that are local to you in the top or in the subjects that you're interested in having access to. And this is a perfect example of how we work together as a community. We repurpose part of the funds that we receive for advertising to create and make available to you this free content, all the radio shows, all the TV shows, the Learning Center, and any other resources that we make available for free to the community. That's all made possible by local businesses that care about their community and want you to get more out of the dollars that you spend. So we applaud those businesses that support Village Connector community by promoting their businesses through our Village TradeX network. And again, it affords us an opportunity to give you a greater value than you'd otherwise receive if you just went in and walked in and did business with a company that does not give back to the community. You should be a smart shopper. You should look for opportunities to get more for your dollars, not just in terms of savings on coupons and savings on sales, but getting more for your dollar in multiple ways. And when you work with the local merchants that are part of our program, you're getting education, you're getting information, you're getting access to resources, and you're getting that at no cost because of the investment they've made to reach you through our network. So give them an opportunity to earn your business, please, because they're the ones that make it possible for us to do what we do. I want to welcome the folks that are joining us on Periscope. If you wouldn't mind, swipe up and share on Periscope and on Twitter. And if you have questions, please post them in the comments on either Periscope or Facebook Live. Now, let me talk with you a little bit about the shows that are coming up for tomorrow. I'm very excited about two of them. I'm excited about everything we do, but these two shows are really going to have a very high impact. The first show is going to feature an insurance agent, my insurance agent, who I've been working with for many years now, and who has done a fantastic job of supporting us with the best information possible as it relates to insurance. Now, health insurance is a big issue right now. Without getting into the politics of it, we all know that not everyone is benefiting from the Affordable Care Act selections that are available. Well, Joe Newman has agreed to join me tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern to share with you some information about an insurance policy, a health insurance policy that is available for people that are in reasonably good health that will literally cost you a fraction of what you may be spending on a Affordable Care Act compliant insurance policy. Joe will also educate you on a lot of things that you might not know as it relates to exemptions to the Affordable Care Act. A lot of us are very concerned about the fines if you don't have an Affordable Care Act approved policy, etc. Well, there are a very large number of exemptions that most people don't know about because they're not something that the government is actively promoting. They want more people on the policy or in the program. So they're not going to tell you about some of the things that are in the legislation that give you the ability to avoid the penalty or what they actually call shared participation payment. So I want you to benefit from what Joe knows, and he's going to be coming in here tomorrow at 3 p.m. to share that with you. But I can tell you that my family of 4, we actually have a family of 6, but we've got 2 adult children that are self-sufficient and in the military and no longer in need of being on our insurance policy. But our family of 4 that's currently on the policy, we pay $700, just under $700 for an insurance policy that has no copays, no deductibles, and we can go to any doctor we want without having a referral. Now, if that sounds interesting to you, I would encourage you to tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. to Village Connector Radio to find out just where you can do that. I want to give a special shout out to Rosa Hodge, Minister Rosa Hodge. Thank you so much for joining us. Rosa Hodge is one of the co-hosts of Live Today Health Talk, produced on 5 o'clock Sunday evenings. And she'll be in here this coming Sunday to produce the next episode of her show. And I'd encourage you to tune in for that. So, Rosa, thank you for joining us on Village Connector Radio. And thank you for this year becoming a member of the Village. Rosa and I have been friends for many years now. And again, for some reason, 2017 has afforded us a lot of great opportunities already in just the first 20 days of the month of the year. We've had a great number of people who have been able to plug into what we're doing here and become part of the family, and we love you and appreciate you for that. Now, the second show that we're doing is going to take place on Sunday, and we haven't firmed up a time for that. I've got to go home and get that ironed out. And the reason I need to go home and get it ironed out is because it features Laurel's newest Marine, my son, Emmett Garnes. Emmett has just completed the Marine basic training. He graduated last weekend as a Marine, and he's going back to Marine service effective Monday morning. But before he goes, he's agreed to come in and share what his journey has been like thus far as a Marine. Everything from the recruitment process to the basic training that he went through, boot camp, some of the challenges that he faced there, some of the lighter moments, etc., and what he's anticipating doing in his career as a Marine. And I want to celebrate him before he leaves, because he's going to be gone for at least 3 to 4 months before we'll see him again. I also would like to give a special shout out to my oldest son, Evan, who completed the Air Force basic training in San Antonio, Texas. Emmett was in Parris Island. You'll hear more about that tomorrow, South Carolina. And Evan is in San Antonio, Texas, and he just completed the Air Force basic training. Now, I did not get a chance to see Evan, because we couldn't be in two places at the same time. So my wife went to San Antonio to see Evan graduate, and I drove down to South Carolina to see Emmett graduate. So I'm really hoping that I can get a chance to see Evan, because he, like Emmett, he didn't get leave. He didn't get to come back home. And as a result of that, he's going to be gone possibly to as long as July before we would otherwise see him. So I'm looking for a road trip to go down and see him in San Antonio or wherever he's going to be stationed. But you're going to at least hear Emmett's story tomorrow. And it's a great story, great inspiration. I think that as tough as boot camp was, that he learned a lot from it. And he's going to take those skills into life generally after boot camp, after his service days are over. But please tune in. Stay posted, because I don't know exactly what time that show is going to be on Sunday. I can only tell you that it's most likely going to be somewhere between 3 to 5 p.m., because I know that we have Rosa and her crew coming in at 5. But one way or the other, we're going to get that show on the board and have you be able to take advantage of the interview. Now, here's something that's really important. Village Connector TV and Village Connector Radio is designed to give you an alternative to what you may be experiencing with mainstream media and with cable television. And I'm not telling you that there's anything wrong with mainstream media or cable television. I can only tell you that the kind of content that we're producing here is not available in either of those venues. So if you find soft skills, inspiration, motivation, getting connected to others, seeing people like you producing their own TV and radio shows, if you find that attractive, you're going to want to be part of the Village. And so on Monday night, we're going to be running a 4-hour block featuring several of our shows back to back. And that reminds me, I just came up with another show that I forgot to tell you about. My dear friend and producer, Village Connector TV producer, Rodney Miner, will be producing Veterans in Transition TV. Veterans in Transition TV features the stories of veterans who are transitioning from service to civilian life. Some of them are transitioning back into careers. Some of them are transitioning into business for themselves. Whatever their transitional story is, Rodney will be telling that story on Veterans in Transition TV. And so I'm telling you, we've got some very unique content. I haven't even talked about the educational events that'll be live streamed and archived for you to review. So I'm telling you, you really need to be plugged into what we're doing here. Now, we're going to, on Monday night, there's going to be 4 to 6 radio show and TV shows combined into one block of time, just like network television does, where the shows are back to back to back instead of one-offs like what we currently do. So that means that from 6 p.m. on Monday evening to approximately 9 or 10 p.m. Monday night, we're going to have several of the shows for you to view, one right after the other. And I am going to encourage you to please watch those shows through their entirety, because we want to get your feedback. We want to know whether you like the content. We want to know whether you would do something to enhance it. We want to know all that you have to share with us so that we can be responsive in delivering what it is that you want to see and what it is that you want to know. And the only way we can do that is with your help. So I don't know what you normally do on a Monday evening. I suspect you come home from work. You maybe come home from your office, from your business. You probably have dinner, and you turn on the television. And if there's a sporting event on, you might watch that. You might watch your favorite TV show. Maybe you watch the news. I'm going to ask you to change your routine Monday night and to watch Village Connector TV. Give us an opportunity to show you what awaits you in 2017 and beyond. Give us an opportunity to benefit from your feedback so that we can enhance and improve what we're doing for your benefit and the benefit of your neighbors, the benefit of all of our neighbors. We take what we do here very seriously. We've invested a lot of time, energy, and money in positioning ourselves to operate 2 TV studios and a radio studio, to attract the right talent to bring you this information. You see, all of our TV show hosts are experts in some subject matter that may be relevant to you. And we want to make sure that you get a chance to benefit from what they know. And the only way I know to do that is for you to be able to give us the feedback that we need to make sure that you're well equipped with the information that you need to improve your quality of life. So with that in mind, I'm having some trouble. The broadcast has closed out on Periscope. I know that other people can see it, but I can't see myself. So if you're watching on Periscope, please forgive me. I cannot see your comments currently. But I will tell you this. We've got an extraordinary year of activity planned for people who are plugging into the village. One of the things that you can do to help us to make a difference in the lives of others is to share this out with the people that you know. Encourage people to watch the replay of this show. Let people know why you're part of the village. Encourage them to join our Facebook group where we can stay connected to them. Encourage them to get on the mailing list at villageconnector.com. Encourage them to be actively part of the Village Connector community. You see, we really truly believe that the evolution of humanity will occur when we learn to work together and embrace each other instead of allowing ourselves to be divided by all the things out here that are just merely distractions to the only thing that matters, which is that we all reach our full potential individually and together as a people. So that's our mission here at Village Connector, to help people evolve one person at a time and to become the best they can be at who they are and what they do, so that their talents, their gifts, their skills can benefit them and benefit others. And if that sounds like something you'd like to be part of, we invite you to be part of it. And the best way to do that is to go to our website at villageconnector.com. Make sure that you're on the mailing list. You can scroll right to the bottom of the homepage, and there's a place for you to join our mailing list. First name, last name, email address, submit, and you're part of the family. Encourage others to do that as well. Misery loves company, but so does success, so does inspiration, so does happiness. So we want to make sure that we're doing our part to improve your quality of life, and we can do that with your help if you join the community and encourage others to do so as well. Let me see how we're doing on time here, because it was not my intention to run too long tonight. It's never my intention to run too long, but sometimes that just happens. But I will tell you this. If you're looking for something different in 2017 and beyond, if you believe that you can be better and do better, to have more and be more, we believe that we've got the resources for you to get that done. And we're going to encourage you to get connected to us for that purpose. Village Connector, we're being very purposeful in everything that we do here. And we definitely want you to be the beneficiary of it. We have a very special place in our heart for youth. We work with a number of organizations that cater to teaching young people how to use all of this technology, including the radio and TV equipment, to produce content. And in fact, one of our interns is going to be on a show next week with us, a young lady who, I won't mention her by name right now because I want to make sure that I have permission to do that. I will say that she graduated from Laurel High School, and she currently attends Howard Community College. In both places, she studied and is studying TV and radio production. So she's getting an opportunity to apply on a daily basis the very things that she's learning. That's rare when you go to college and the things that you're actually in class learning are directly relevant and applicable to something you're doing right now. So much of college and the academic experience is about background and theory and foundational, but not necessarily practical application. So being able to be in a production environment, seeing events being produced, participating in running the cameras and running the switchers and setting up lighting and setting up sets, where that's being done as she's learning it, that's going to be an extraordinary benefit when it's time for that young lady to be employed or to have her own business opportunity. And we're happy to be a part of making that happen because, as I said, we have a big mission here. We want to be what we can and participate in creating as many success stories as we can. And the best way we know how to do that at this point in time is by creating greater awareness of our availability and our existence so that more people can get plugged in. Many hands make light work. If everyone does a little, no one has to do a lot. We're asking you to plug in, do your part, take what you need, give what you can, and make it possible for us to work with you. All right, well, listen, that's about all I really had for tonight's purposes. Again, get connected in the village, share this with other people. Let's get the family growing. Think about this one day. What if we were all members of the same village? How much easier would it be for us to accomplish those things that we set out to do when everyone is a family member? I want to thank you for joining us on Village Connector Radio tonight. My name is Glenn Garnes, and I love what I do because I've chosen to do what I love. Take care and have a wonderful evening, everybody. We'll see you again real soon.